Folks, I promise you that I am not going to repeat anything that was said before. Actually, I'm here to serve the dessert after the appetizer and the main entree brought to you by Terry, my co-chair, and Andrew Berman, who brought us some steak, meat, and potatoes. I'm here to serve you, well, just to season it up with a little spice, salt, and pepper, and perhaps a dessert, non-fattening. I've been involved in this thing ever since 2031 started. And the amazing thing is, or the ironic thing is, that it was called NYU's 2031 Plan. Now, I can tell you, as a graduate city planner from the University of Pennsylvania, with a master's degree, when they had a 2.5-year master's degree program of 60 credits, not the 1 years that they give you now, or maybe even 2 years, I don't know what the current educational requirements are. So I got some training a number of years ago, and let me tell you that City Planning 101 started with a course called Neighborhood Preservation. And that meant that you had to understand the land use, the demography, and the people, and the layout, the development perspectives of the area that you were dealing with. Now, I can say this, that in calling this a 2031 plan, it is nothing like a plan. In fact, it's not even zoning as zoning has been formulated through the years. This is zoning on steroids. This is Godzilla zoning. It's a Frankenstein that NYU has come up with. It is unprecedented in any of the developments this large or even smaller in the 20 some odd years that the city has had the ULER program, where development has been advanced or recommended by the developer or the proponents, where commercial zoning has been substituted for residential zoning. We are dealing with an area, a large area in Greenwich Village that is primarily residential. It's a settled area, it's a stable area. We are not dealing with an urban renewal area back in the 60s where Silver Towers and 505 LaGuardia were built, and even before Washington Square Village. We are dealing with a settled residential area with thousands and thousands of families. And here, NYU comes along and wants to change the zoning from residential to commercial. They want to bring in Midtown type of zoning. Do we need an 1,100 or 1,200 bed dormitory that is the equivalent in terms of rooms of the Waldorf Astoria? Andrew mentioned the Empire State Building of 2.5 million square feet. That is also the equivalent, which we pointed out in the Borough President's NYU Task Force a couple of years ago. That's the equivalent of 3 Jacob Javits convention centers, which approximate some 750,000 square feet. So this is the magnitude of what we're dealing with in terms of NYU's so-called plan. What I want to go on and point out also is that the zoning is something that Terry had mentioned previously, where it's a doubling of the floor area ratio that they can build from residential to commercial, and it halves the open space ratio that we are supposed to be providing for the residents of the area. Anyhow, this whole Frankenstein, as Andrew mentioned, has got to be torpedoed, it's got to be shut down, and vote absolutely no in terms of going forward on it. I do want to say in closing, and I would like to close now, if John F. Kennedy were alive today and bringing up his famous inaugural speech of Ask Not, if you downloaded the NYU 2031 plan, you will see all of the requests and the askings that NYU wants in order to put this plan into effect. This is, I want this, I want that, I want this. It's like a spoiled kid giving his parents his holiday Christmas list and saying, I want, and the parents not having the gumption to say, you know what, you're not getting anything until I know that you're good. Well, NYU has not been good for a number of years, and we have proof of this. You just have to look at Kohl's. When Kohl's was originally given part of it to the community, that's been taken away, along with a number of other things. This is an attack on the integrity of zoning. It's a sham in terms of NYU being able to get up there and say that they want rezoning. They don't want rezoning. They want carte blanche on providing whatever they want to do in terms of their global vision of bringing higher education to the world, as only they can do. Anyhow, we like NYU, we like them in the neighborhood, but we don't want them swamping the neighborhood and overtaking the neighborhood in terms of one institutional use. It's getting hot in here, and I just want to peel off my shirt.